The Considerate Constructors scheme was set up by the industry in 1997 to improve the image of construction across the UK. Sites are visited and assessed across a range of measures, and those that achieve the highest marks are put forward for consideration for national awards. Northern Gas Networks believes that the CCS mirrors its own ethos of great customer performance and high safety levels, and also helps NGN to understand how the company compares with other construction companies on a national scale. Site manager Matty McBride is just coming to the end of a difficult gold project to replace gas mains in the busy centre of Carlisle, and he's had good news. His CCS inspection has rewarded him with exceptionally high scores, which have put him in the running for a national award.
This gas mains replacement job in Victoria Place in the centre of Carlisle involves 600 metres of insertion to replace ageing metallic mains with new polyethylene pipe. This had the potential to cause massive disruption for local people and businesses in the area, so it was very, very important to get it right first time. It's in front of shops, the shopping centre, a major multi-storey car park. It's a very busy bus lane for the 3 schools in the area. It's very high pedestrian traffic in the footpaths. This was my first CCS registered project, and I looked at previous audit scores to set the scene of what was expected, already on top of my gold scheme standards, and that kind of set the bar for me and kind of give me a target score to get. Value of the workforce is an important piece of the CCS. On this site we had a welfare eco cabin which had tea and coffee facilities, a drying room, toilet. We also had to think about any disabled visitors, so we put a ramped access to the cabin. Also in the cabin there was fresh fruit available daily, with welfare posters just looking after the general health of the lads and just to give them pointers to see if we can change some of the behaviours. A point that scored us with the audit was printing off our company core values and pretty much getting every site visitor to sign on to our values before we went on site. Secure everyone's safety. It includes risk assessments and safety assessments, an updated CDM in the welfare cabin, the customer log updated daily. We had an internal HSE audit on that site and that was displayed in the cabin. I also got some advice from our health and safety team regarding some trees and tree roots and working under canopies. All excavations have been Harris fenced off and netted in particularly busy areas where we think it could be a risk. We have a trained first aider identified on site. We also supplied him with a sat-nav, and in that sat-nav we logged the fire station, police station and the quickest route to A&E if anything happened. We put up a management tree with names, job titles and numbers. This is just for the lads and customers if they weren't very happy with that particular person on site. Respect the community. This pretty much is all the work that goes into the project before the work actually starts. We had advance warning signs out prior to the work starting. We coordinated deliveries for shops and businesses. We had a no spoil on-site policy. This improves appearance and is better from a health and safety point of view. We store our spoil in skips to stop mud and mess and improve site tidiness. On this busy section, we liaised with the director of the Lane Shopping Centre. They facilitated us by closing a lane behind us to ease the traffic to minimise disruption to our customers. Here we liaised with Stagecoach and they agreed for us to temporarily close these bus stops and move them 200 metres up the road, and this was for approximately 2 weeks, and this helped ease the pedestrian traffic whilst we were working in the footpath. We worked through the night to lay the pipe across this road to minimise disruption to the shops and their customers. On this project there's 2 charity shops. The lads got their heads together and decided that they wanted to bring in all the old and unused clothes and do a small donation. That went down very well. Respect the community also involved keeping the customers and stakeholders updated throughout the works. We done this in a few ways, using traditional and social media. We also had customer care officers walk the site on each section every week. This was to get feedback from the customer to see if we could improve our site and our works. Protect the environment. One of the main factors of the auditor's scoring system was if we had our health, safety, environmental policy located in the cabin. This was also an eco cabin with solar power. On this project there was 3 engineers on site who shared a vehicle. We also had an emergency environmental trailer available on site. This had emergency spill kits. We had a switch-off policy in the cabin on site. 3 recycle bins available for the public as well as the lads. Our current health, safety, environmental performance posters were updated and displayed each week. Appearance. Before all my gold projects, I get the lads all brand new PPE, so it improves the customer perception of the lads. Even though all gas sites are a no smoking policy, to be a considerate constructor, we made a smoking area outside of the gasworks. We used Harris fencing, privacy mesh and NGN posters erected around the works. We also had a mural that was painted by our local school. Our CCS poster is also visible on site with the site manager and contact details. Each employee had NGN branded uniforms, photographic ID and hard hats worn on site at all times, with stickers on the back of the hard hats to show that each individual had been inducted. The local car park and locations of our works have been jet washed and road swept weekly.
So the experience of this scheme has been very good, and we haven't had the need to stop and criticise anything about spoil or materials or sign a garden, so it's been very good.
The job has changed a lot over the last few years. It's not now just about putting pipe in, it's about looking after the customers and the stakeholders and also the workers, make sure everything's okay for everybody.
Matt has done an excellent job. He's come on board, he's trying to deliver new ideas and new innovations, and we totally support him and we think it's good.
What I would do differently on my next gold project, I would get freshly painted skips, as this improves appearance on site, and also netting to cover the skips. I would do more goodwill gestures and even go as far as community work. A point where I would like to look into is career talks with schools, dependent on each project. If I had one bit of advice before starting your Considerate Constructor scheme, it would be to check previous audits. There is hints and tips and bits in bold where you could improve your site.
To get such a high score on the CCS scheme, it's really brilliant, and we put a lot of hard work into it, and it's nice to get some reward back.
We hope this guide to achieving excellence when managing an NGN site will inspire you to create the best environment you can, regardless of whether it becomes a registered CCS site or not.